Embrace Diversity movement has responded to Jama Ah's statement that the LGBTQI plus community should not be involved in the discussion around the white paper on family. Let's speak to the organization's Mpho Buntse just to give us a reaction to that, because Jama Ah has explained itself that this particular group does not belong in this discussion. Mpho, thank you very much for your time here on eNCA. Just give us your response. Of course, this basically just puts a lot of gas on the discussion about minority groups, doesn't it? Mpho, can you just make sure that you've unmuted yourself?
Sorry about that, and good afternoon, and thank you for having me on the show. I think first and foremost, what really saddens us as a movement is the fact that here we are dealing with a minority group attacking another minority group. That's the first. But second to that is this idea that we're in the middle of a crisis as the LGBTQ movement, not just in South Africa, but across the continent, where we are working so hard to ensure that we maintain the gains where we have the gains, but also we strive for more gains where we don't have gains. When we look particularly around the issue of Uganda's recent approval of the anti-homosexuality bill, rather, it's really problematic that we would have a political party that we view as one of the custodians of our constitution uttering such words.
All right, so their response is that this particular group should not form part of this discussion. Obviously, you're saying that it contributes to minority groups, etc. So this is a political party that wants to one day govern this entire country. Are they putting themselves in danger of, not forming part of governance at all, even though they're governing here somewhat in Johannesburg?
You see, Lerato, it's important to note as well that we live in a constitutional democracy where part and parcel of what is given to us by the Constitution is the freedom to express ourselves, the freedom to associate. That is why, as the LGBTQ, we've never had an issue with a political party that is driving a political doctrine or interest in parliament. But now it's problematic that we have a political party that is driving a religious doctrine in parliament, whilst at the same time wants to look down on the constitution that they're supposed to be protecting. And I think this could be detrimental going into elections, because we live in a country where now we are slowly seeing people embracing and accepting issues of LGBTQ. So if a party would come just before elections and shun upon issues of LGBTQ, condemn them on the basis of religious affiliation is really problematic. And this also goes on to ask a question whether LGBTQ or people that are as LGBTQ, do they not have families? Are they incapable of running families? Are they irresponsible parents? There's no evidence to suggest that. So we feel like it's problematic that they want to exclude and marginalize the LGBTQ further.
All right, so what is it that you are probably planning to do in terms of this? Because I can understand that as the Embrace Diversity group, you feel that this political party would be a danger to South Africa's constitution and all the gains that we've made after apartheid.
First of all, I think we need to make it very clear. We've always had a problem with a government that is non-responsive when it comes to issues of LGBTQ. And at this point, what we are saying is that we are calling on Parliament to reject this position. But over and above this, we are calling upon Jama Ah to apologize to South Africans, but in particular the LGBTQ community, for this statement, because it seeks to incite violence. But over and above that, it says so much about a political party that does not say much on key issues that affect young people, that affect general policies that are meant to progress us as a nation. They hardly ever speak, and they find it as, a political gimmick, because for us, this is just cheap politicking. You are using Pride Month a year just before elections to attack a group that hardly ever attacks your position and place in parliament.
All right, Mpho, thank you very much for your time. Mpho Buntse from Embrace Diversity Group.